used to tell me, "What? You don't like this movie? Inconceivable!" Very funny. Welcome back, guys. It's time for another movie review by The Clumsy Jedi. Today, as promised, I'm finally giving my full review of the 1987 film, The Princess Bride. It was directed by Rob Reiner and starred Cary Elwes. I can't pronounce this last name, I'm sorry. Mandy Patinkin, Chris Sarandon, Christopher Guest, Andre the Giant, Robin Wright, Wallace Shawn, and Fred Savage. The Princess Bride, it starts off, there's this kid who's sick in bed, his grandfather comes over to read him a story, and the kid's like, "Oh no, is this a kissing book?" Turns out it's not as bad as the little boy thinks it is, because there's sword fights and magic and all sorts of interesting things in there. The Princess Bride is basically a parody on every cliche in fairy tales, from the person of low rank who tries to climb their way higher or ends up climbing their way higher, to an evil monarch, to torture devices and sword fights and giants and forests and swamps with all sorts of hidden dangers within. It's not really meant to be taken as a, classical, serious fantasy. That's what I had wrong. I'm used to serious fantasies like Lord of the Rings, even the Chronicles of Narnia. This one, of course, being a flat-out parody, isn't meant to be taken seriously. Understanding that now, my opinion of it has changed. What I liked most about The Princess Bride was, hands down, the sword fighting. It was pretty good. It was some honest-to-goodness fencing in there. It was really nice. Nice little acrobatics in there. And the character of Inigo Montoya, I love the guy. He's awesome. Even though he's seeking revenge, he is a fair fighter. For example, the man in black is climbing up a cliff, and Inigo Montoya is looking down. He's like, "I'm going to duel you, but I'm going to throw you a rope first and help you up and wait till you're rested until I start the duel." So, can't get much more fair than that. The scenery was also beautiful, and so were the costumes. The costumes were pretty cool. What I disliked most was the overall cheesiness of everything. Like I said, I know it's a parody, but oh my gosh. Certain props just didn't hold up. You could tell that the swords were probably aluminum. And certain creatures, rodents of unusual size, were definitely people in costumes or really, really poorly manufactured puppets. So it might have been on purpose, but still, I prefer to have a nice production value, even if it is a parody. As to family friendliness for The Princess Bride, I'd say it's fairly family friendly. There's very little blood. There's a few swear words thrown in there, but other than that, there's no skin, hardly anything indecent at all. Now, the overall scoring of The Princess Bride is as follows. The story is about average, so it gets a 7 out of 10. One of the weak points in The Princess Bride is the acting. It might have been on purpose, but it's still just was not up to snuff. There's plenty of parodies out there that have better acting. So I would give that one a 6 out of 10. The script was above average. It was pretty good. There were definitely some good one-liners in there, especially by Inigo Montoya. My favorite one-liner in there has to be when the old couple are waving at Inigo Montoya and the giant and Wesley, and the old man's like, "Bye guys, have fun storming the castle." So the script gets an 8 out of 10. The humor was also fairly good. Not laugh-out-loud hilarious, but enough to get some chuckles and a few groans at bad jokes, so I would give it an 8 out of 10 also. The music was about average. It was nice and pleasant, mostly like classical guitar. Very calming, so that one gets a 7 out of 10. Cinematography, also about average, so that also gets a 7 out of 10, giving The Princess Bride a Clumsy Jedi final score of 7.1 out of 10. I hope you guys enjoyed this review, and I hope you guys keep watching and keep posting those positive comments. I just eat those up. I love it. Stay tuned next week for my next two 80s film reviews of Top Gun and The Secret of NIMH. So that's all for today, and until next time, this is The Clumsy Jedi signing off. Bye guys!